Naivasha is expected to be the next business hub in the country thanks to the recently opened special economic zone in Mai Mahiu. With the inland container depot already operational and 1,000 acres set aside for the industrial park, local and international investors have shown interest in the region. Speaking in Naivasha town, Nakuru Governor Lee Kinyanjui says the collection of cargo from the inland container depot has already boosted businesses within Mai Mahiu and its environs. The governor noted that the 28-kilometer extension of the rail line from Mai Mahiu SGR station to Longonot would ease the transportation of goods to neighboring countries.
We will be marking 18 of this kind of outlet in the country. And touch points where you, our customers, can go and get huduma bora. Total care is around 54 in the country.
Last month, we ran an advert requesting small businesses that would want to set up at Mai Mahiu ICD to declare their interest so that we can give them some land where they can start. We have gotten some bids, but we still believe we can get much more. So we also want to partner with the SMEs because we do not want to turn an important facility such as that one into just one for big companies and multinationals, and thereby forget small companies that will be the multinationals of tomorrow. So we want to work with the local business community, and we will be extending that particular invitation so that we can get more and more of the Naivasha and Nakuru business people to come and work there. The normal railway will go and connect at Longonot, and we will now be able to transfer all the cargo to the SGR. So again, from a logistics point of view, we see a big future here in Naivasha.
The Naivasha Special Economic Zone, which is almost up and running. The ICD is there, that is the dry port. The Mai Mahiu railway station is already there. The 1,000 acres for industries, you are able to negotiate a small piece of the 1,000 acres to go towards the local SMEs. Our investors like Madame Judy and those that have hotel and so on and so forth, that the opportunity of investing at the special economic zone exists with us. And we are urging you to come forward, and we shall share it with you, the information, so that we are not left behind.
No one knows the time nor the hour of adversity, and sometimes tragedy may strike so hard that if your guard is low, you run out of options of what exactly to do. But did you know that a Kenyan has found a solution to insecurity by creating an emergency response application? Here is the story of Upesy on this week's Innovator series.
One night you'll be walking or driving home and may fall prey to robbery. Another perhaps, you'll get waylaid and be a victim of carjacking. What if you had a health emergency that needed an ambulance but you are short of options? Imagine being able to access help for all these services with just a tap of a button. Introducing Upesy application, an innovation of Eric Murithi. He tells us of what befell him that spurred his innovative skill and urge.
One evening I was walking home. And you know, in Nairobi, it was quite early, at around 8:30 p.m. I met some 3 guys who stopped me, and they led me into some banana plantation in Odhiru. They robbed me of the cash I had and left me. They just fortunately, they didn't arm me, but there was no way, I didn't have any way of finding help, either from my neighbors or from my relatives or even from the police. You see, if something like that happens, you would want something that you can do and at least notify someone very fast that you're in a situation. And that is what happened. A month after that, there are some neighbors of mine who are, their house was broken into at night. They were also robbed, and their car was stolen. The guys took off with ATMs, and a whole night of terror. Someone is in your house, you have to give them someone else a PIN for the ATMs, and then there are guys who remain with you. Yeah. So because of that, I thought about a way that can give people a convenient way of just at least raising some form of alert in case of an emergency. In case someone is breaking into your house right now. For most people in Nairobi or in Kenya or in, especially this part of the world, what would you do? There are very few options. Maybe you scream.
Upesy loosely translates to fast, which should be the most convenient thing anyone expects when in trouble. So how exactly can you access and use it?
What Upesy does is, Upesy is basically a panic button on the phone that when you are walking with your phone wherever you are assured that in case of an emergency, you can tap on a button and raise an alert. At least you are able to raise an alert to your friends, relatives, and even neighbors. Then it also can raise an alert to police, because we've done some work with the police. And then we have now partnered with the premium service providers for security, for ambulance service, for road rescue, even for fire, so that if you just tap the button and you are subscribed to them, then that gives a more reliable response, a more assured response. If maybe something happens and you need help, there are 3 ways you can raise an alert. The first way is opening your phone and getting the app open and pressing the button on which emergency you are reporting. We have 4 emergencies. One is security, medical, fire, and road rescue. So you can tap on either of them, and then it goes. The application, these are the buttons. This is security. This is medical.
Okay.
That's an ambulance. This is fire. This is road rescue. So you can press the one that you want. And then you get service. If I press the security right now, you will find the Securex, because I'm subscribed to you can see I'm subscribed to Securex and AAR. Yeah, so if I press the ambulance, within a very short period of time, it will be here. The security, the same. Whom do the alert go to? Number 1, there are people we are calling guardians, or your emergency contacts, basically. You can add your relatives, your friends, or even your neighbors, who will be your emergency contacts. So it goes to them. Number 2 is the police.
Like all startups, the electrical engineer had his fair share of challenges.
The key challenges basically are, 1, talent. We have to afford good talent for you to do a good tech product. And to afford that talent, you need money. So it just rotates around money, around funding. Yeah.
Despite all this, Eric has worked hard to secure partnerships with various corporates and government departments. His career is on a roll that has presented him global opportunities.
We've done a 6-month pilot with the National Police Service.
Wow.
Yeah. We've done, it was at IC3. We installed for them our dashboard there. They were receiving incidents from Upesy at IC3. Actually, that time we recorded about 2,500 incidents that were reported within 6 months. We've partnered with premium security providers. We are working with Securex for security, Securex, G4S, 911 Group, and Cortex Security. SGA are also interested to come on board, and others are still also, yes. For ambulance, we are working with AAR, St. John Ambulance, and the AMREF Flying Doctors for now. For road rescue, we are working with Securex, and the 911 Group are offering the service also. There is what we call the Leaders in Innovation Fellowship, which we won in 2018, that took us to London to learn about commercialization of innovations for some time. And that is what came with the seed funding. And every year they fund about 15 startups, 15 ideas. Even ideation stage, they fund.
And if you're a young person with hope of creating innovations and solutions, here's what Eric has to say.
For young people who are seeking to innovate, I would say it's not easy. When you come to, don't do it like you're trying, and if it fails, you will get away. When you start it, just get the commitment. Be committed to it until it succeeds. We call an MVP, minimum viable product, that just solves the simple problem. And then now everything else that you add from there comes from the customer, what the customer wants.
A true evidence of what it professes in its tagline, which reads, "A safer world," Upesy's existence could just be the saving grace for emergencies in Kenya and beyond. Brian George Otieno for The Innovator this week on KTN News.
Quite interesting feature there on what the mobile space is